Welcome back to...
I'd be in divorce court if my husband told me that. Okay.
I mean, even as a joke, that's a pretty sick joke. I mean, wow.
I'm almost
we're
speechless. I don't think this has
really
ever
happens to
happened
us, yes.
before.
Oh my gosh.
So what if a person came up and said, are you breastfeeding your baby?
They would be getting up off the floor.
Oh yeah.
Because I carry a big pocketbook, and I would smack them right across the head. I think it's great when they do it for moms who can't nurse.
Totally. That is milk
wonderful, and I've seen women pull together and
nursing.
Yes. But this guy thing is just, to me, freaky and creepy.
Oh, and somebody, can you imagine somebody online looking for that?
That's just got like the major creep factor, and that needs to stop now. Just stop.
Well, I mean, I know you're not doctors, so this is purely opinion.
Right.
But do you think that that this would actually work? Because we did hear from a doctor in this story that said that they don't know of any researcher, they don't know that this would actually help people who are exercising. So just in a woman opinion, what do you think about that theory?
Well, I mean, I think it's made women produce breast milk when they have a baby. So clearly there's that connection there that it's for babies. I don't, as we grow up, we have different nutrition
things. And you can buy huge, big things of protein at Sam's Club. Buy that, people. Take that instead of the breast milk.
Oh my gosh, please don't be weird.
Yes, please, please. Especially if you're watching us, don't be weird.
Yeah, because anyway.
There's more Good Day and Mother Knows, and we're back with more Mother Knows Best. And we talked about yesterday on Good Day this hashtag Dear Me that has been trending this week. YouTube started the campaign, and they want you to make a video where if you, as your adult self, could go back and tell your younger self something, what would you say? So that's what I'm asking you this morning. What would you tell your younger self?
Well, I would definitely go back because just of a lot of things in my childhood, I had a lot of self-esteem issues. And I would tell that child that, believe in yourself and be strong because you're going to grow into a strong, powerful, happy woman, and there are some things I would tell that person not to do that she did in her teenage years. But I would just really, I love the fact of building up the self-esteem.
Yep.
Because when you're young, you do have all those doubts, and you get bullied, and you get picked on, and you get name called, and you take those things to heart. And it can really change who you turn out to be as a person. So I think I would just do a lot of reassuring that it's going to be okay.
Yeah, I would tell myself that. I think I've done a lot of things over, especially when I was younger, that just to gain acceptance, and to tell myself, you're okay who you are. You don't need to do that. And also not to be so afraid. If you want to do something, do it, I'm starting to do that now, but, now I have children, I have a husband, I have relationships that, I can't just go out and do whatever I want to do.
But they say you'll never, one of the things I would probably put in there and say is, you'll never regret something you didn't try, because it's the things you don't try and you don't go for that you regret, so go for it. You may fail, you may find the doors closed, but then you just keep going and find one that's
you may
open.
find them not, too.
Right.
But you don't know if you don't.
And you don't, when I was trying to get Kimberly's law passed for shaken baby syndrome, my theory was always, they can't say yes if you don't ask them. And it took me 10 years to get that law passed and an awful lot of no's. But I finally got a yes, and we got that law passed. So you can't, you have to ask for it to get it.
That's right.
So what do you think, one of the things that I was thinking of when I saw this was, all of our experiences when we're younger make us who we are along the way, and no matter how far you go, because no matter how old you are, you continue to learn from different situations. So what do you think about looking back and having regrets? Do you think you should look at life and look at things as regrets, or should you look at them as, if that didn't happen to me, I wouldn't know, I wouldn't have learned? How do you feel about that?
Right. Well, I don't know about regrets. I mean, I think there's always going to be things that you look back on in life. It depends on your attitude about those things. There are things I wish I would have done, but I don't know if I regret. I can't say I regret not having done them because, like you said, I am who I am. I have children and, a family and the life I have right now because of what I've done. But there's still that, gee, I wonder what if, that you have when you look back at some things.
Well, and I, of course, regret things I've done that have caused people pain.
Yeah.
My ex-husband's
different-
wife and I have now become the best of friends. And, you know, obviously when we were divorcing and they were getting together, we weren't the best of friends. You know, it wasn't a very good situation. And this has been 25, 30 years now. And we talk on Facebook daily, and we tell each other we love each other, and you know, but we caused each other an awful lot of pain for a few years because of that. And so anything that I ever did that caused anybody pain, I do regret that.
Some very good thoughts. Well, we're going to be back with more Mother Knows Best in just a moment. We're back with more Mother Knows Best. There was an article online recently about this new book coming out. It's called The Woman Code, and the author of that book shared some tips in this article for how to be your best self. And so we're going to kind of go through what she has said and get your opinions. But she said tip number 1, your past does not define you. And I feel like this kind of goes with what we were just talking about.
Yeah, that's right. Well, it doesn't. I mean, it definitely makes who you are, but we make a lot of mistakes in life. I mean, we all do. And to use them, to only define yourself by that is doing a real disservice, I think, to yourself. And it also, you know, gives you a lens on how you look at other people when they're going through hard times or making mistakes and stuff, and you tend to define other people by that same lens too, and it just isn't helpful. And we do that a lot as women, you know. We got to stop doing that. I'm preaching to me too.
Well, and I am going through a philosophy class, which hopefully we're going to get to talk about later as they want me to go through it so I can give my input on it. But one of the things that we're learning that has helped me more than anything, and this class is really cool, I'm loving it. We have a philosophy center here in Albany, by the way.
Amazing.
And is that, you know, when you look at your past and you say, okay, I'm divorced, because I'm divorced. That's not something I'm really proud of. But that's not who I am. Divorce is not who I am. That's an action that happened in my life. You know, so when you start getting into that mindset of saying I am divorced, no, I'm not that. That's something that happened in my life. And I think if you can go there whenever you're starting to beat up on yourself about your past or about something that's going on, I'm depressed, I'm sad. No, I'm not that. There may be a situation right now that's making me sad, but that's not who I am.
Yeah, your feelings are different from who you are.
Right, and that's really big to learn that as a woman, because we identify so much with our feelings as women, and I think it's really important to do that.
The next tip is to teach people how to treat you. So she kind of goes through and just talks basically about sticking up for yourself and how important that is.
And I think sometimes women worry too much about being called, you know,
that word.
That word. But, you know, men stick up for themselves. You know, men do it. And I'm not saying, you know, equal, you know, I'm not touching on that, but I'm just saying that we do. I mean, that's very true. We do teach people. If we're constantly being taken advantage of and dumped on, we're allowing ourselves, you know, we're allowing people to do that to ourselves, and that's not healthy.
And don't you think with it we can stand up for ourselves in a loving
Absolutely.
way and in a kind way? We don't have to do it in an ugly way.
You know, if you're not used to doing it, you may feel that way, but that goes back to the things of feeling doesn't mean that's who you are.
Right.
You know, it might feel very uncomfortable, but really in the long run.
You can be very firm, but you can be very loving, and you can say, I love you, but you know, this is where my boundary is, and you've crossed that boundary, so when you're willing to back up and, you know, not cross that boundary anymore, give me a call.
Yeah.
Have that conversation.
Yeah, personal experience. Number 3 is being accountable for yourself. So basically, take care of yourself, because when you're taking care of yourself, then you can take care of others. Kind of when you go on the plane, they tell you to put your oxygen mask on first.
Right.
Because you're not going to, if you're keeling over, you're not going to be able to help anybody. So
I have a hard time with that one.
You do. It's terrible. I know it in my head. I need to, you know, eat better. I need to exercise. I need to get more rest. I need to blah, 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 you know. But doing it is just
I fill
hard.
up Charles's medication. I fill up Jack's medication. And I'm supposed to take 3 blood pressure pills a day. And mine have been sitting there on the counter for about a week waiting for me to fill them up. Just because by the time I fill up everybody else's, I'm tired of filling up meds, you know. And you just get so tired by the time you take care of everybody else.
And it's hard to start with you.
Yes.
It's just hard. It feels selfish, even though it's not. I mean, because we know if we don't take care of ourselves, we can't take care of anyone else. But it does. I mean, and then exercising, like the only time I could do it is first thing in the morning, and who wants to get up out of bed?
Well, but I do think this is something as women I think this is critical.
Absolutely.
And I have promised myself that I'm going to start walking after dinner every night, even if it's for 10 minutes to start
just
with.
to move.
Put my headphones on and just get out for 10 minutes for myself to walk.
Okay, we'll check back next week and see how you
Okay.
I like that, accountability.
That's right.
Okay, so number 4, guarding your heart. So that means letting go of toxic relationships.
I'm getting better at that. I detach lovingly, and this is something I'm learning in this wonderful philosophy class.
She's going to write a book.
that you can detach in a loving way. You know, you can love somebody and tell them that you love them, but that, you know, you're being hurt and I'm being hurt by being in this relationship, and right now we need to let it go.
Very good.
That goes back to that teaching people
Boundaries.
how to treat you and
Right.
setting up boundaries, yeah.
Thanks for sharing with us this morning. That was fantastic. We're going to be back with more Good Day after this break. You're watching Fox 31.